What is going on, guys? It is Blink here, back with a new guide. So this guide is another full gameplay guide. Also, this month's V-Bucks giveaway is now going on, so make sure to visit the link in the description to enter. And the last month's V-Bucks giveaway winner has been announced on my Twitter, so if you don't feel like checking, simply check your email to see if you've received an email from me. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications as opposed to Amazon gift card code in the comments every time I upload. By turning on notifications, you'll have a way better chance of getting here first and redeeming that code. Anyways, guys, let's get to this guide. So, we're starting off at Salty Springs this time, which is something I haven't done in a while. And I wasn't really paying attention to my landing and ended up with a bolt, which is not a good weapon without any other weapons. Although this chest did give me an AR, which isn't too bad. Now, I could have backed away and ran towards an unlooted house in the distance, but I ended up pushing the red house. The reason I pushed the red house was because I noticed a no skin land on it. And no, I'm not hating because some no skins simply might not feel like buying skins, although some of them aren't the greatest, so I took the risk. Although I do have a better chance of surviving had I backed away and looted another house out in the distance. And if this was a tournament setting, I would have backed away because without a shotgun, it's not easy fighting players with an M16, especially because the bloom is pretty bad at close ranges. If I end up getting this elimination, this will keep me in the game and allow me to eliminate any other players around Salty Springs. Now, I do get the elimination, and I was hoping for a shotgun from this player or even inside the house. No luck with that, and it still puts me in the same situation. So, with just an AR, you want to try avoiding fights at close ranges. Try getting some distance from your opponents, that way you don't allow them to use a shotgun on you. I tried getting a solid amount of materials, and as I do that, another player starts taking shots at me. I try going for the snipe because I'm at a comfortable distance to take the shot. Now, no luck with that, and he ends up trying to get closer to me. So what I do is use my impulse to get some distance from this opponent. Impulse nades are great ways of keeping that distance from your opponent while being able to take shots at an instant. Now, I get shot at from above and I make sure to build cover around me. I'm not in a good situation fighting two players with the weapon setup I have, so I make sure to build cover from both players to avoid taking any damage. Now, this player never ended up spotting me and he ends up focusing on the other player I was fighting. This allows me to pressure both players and they both just tunnel vision on each other. Ended up getting a bunch of free shots and really wanted both kills as I tried switching to my imaginary fourth weapon, which were bandages. Never got both, but still ended up winning in the end with the disadvantage. So you guys saw I tried to keep my distance from both players, got a little closer and used my deagle because both players never ended up making it hard for me. They kept jumping around without building anything, so it was super easy to predict their movements, which allowed me to get some critical but easy deagle shots. Now, this player gets above me and I box myself in. A great way of winning in this situation is waiting until your opponent drops down and then trying to edit your way out from the side to build up. Although he was spraying and not letting me edit, so I actually ended up rebuilding, and the moment he broke my wall and needed to reload, I pushed out to put the pressure on him. You can see he was in the process of reloading, but he pulls out his AR because I never allowed the reload to happen. This doesn't allow him to use that weapon he wanted to at closer ranges. I ended up getting the critical shotgun shot off, and then we both ended up using an AR, which makes it pretty even, except I hit him with a shotgun shot, which put me at an advantage. So usually you want to bait your opponent to dropping down, and then this will allow you to build up. But I couldn't build up because his materials were right above me. So what I'll usually do is once he drops, I'll try to edit out from the side to build up. Or if that doesn't work, wait it out until he stops shooting because that usually signals he needs to reload. Push out and you'll catch him on the reload like I did. It took a while to find my next opponent, but I do get a nice snipe on him, and as I do that, he gets above me. As we build up, I hear another player and I back away a little, which put one of the players in between both of us. This allowed me to get the pinch on both of them and ended up getting both eliminations. Now, I could have built up in this situation if I wanted to, but I decided to play from the low ground. All three of us were on the low ground, and as long as you know how to build yourself cover when needed, you'll be fine. So up ahead, I get shot at by another opponent and build myself above him as we were both taking shots. Now, he never built a single thing, which is one of the reasons I got the elimination. I used the cover I built to suppress a lot of his shots, and as he took most of his shots, I dropped down on him to take my crucial shot. I did end up missing my shotgun shot, which almost ended up getting me eliminated, but because he never built a single thing, I got the win against him. You build to get better angles on your opponents, but by building, you use that cover you built to suppress most of your opponent's shots. What I'll sometimes do is if my opponent's down below me, I'll build and let him break a lot of my materials. Halfway through his spray, I'll drop down to take a shot, and most of the time he'll have a few more shots left because he either has to reload or switch weapons. This will give you a few more seconds to have that extra amount of shots on him as he either reloads or switches weapons. This is similar to the boxing situation we saw a few kills ago. A lot of this is catching your opponents when they've got that delay of switching or reloading. So up ahead, I spot a player just poking his head out at another player that's actually close by. I don't end up taking the shot because I don't want the closer opponent to know I'm near. Although this opponent just had his head poked out the whole time and wasn't moving at all. So I decided to line up a shot and go for the elimination. I do get the elimination and the opponent up ahead now knows I'm behind him. Now, usually I'll build towards this next opponent, but at an instant I can tell this player wasn't the greatest. He kind of just hid behind a tree without building anything. So I assumed he wasn't that good. I should still probably be building in these types of situations, and that's something I gotta get into the habit of doing no matter what I think of players. This player could have been an insane builder and that could have caught me off guard. Now, moving up to Tomato Town, I spot this next opponent. I tried building myself cover, and as you guys can see, my materials never popped up for a second. Could have gotten me killed, so I'm not sure if that was a bug of some sort. I went for the snipe and didn't end up hitting the shot, so I continued getting myself closer to this player as I held down the high ground. Made sure to keep the pressure on him to get the elimination. When you've got the high ground, you've got a better headshot angle compared to players on the low ground. This is another reason why I've just got that advantage. Most of my shots are going to hit my opponent's head because that's the closest part of his body I can see. Now, as I take my minis, I hear an opponent building towards me. I want to get that high ground quickly and build myself above to get an instant advantage. He's pretty late on the build up, and right away I can tell he wasn't the greatest player. He does double ramp it up, although for some reason he goes to the right side, exposing his whole body. This allowed me to get some easy shots, and at an instant he drops down to probably heal. I actually ended up messing with him for a good minute or so I'll skip through it as it wasn't really anything informative. He ends up hiding under these materials, and I utilize that right side peeking angle to give myself a third person view on the exact spot as I'm taking quick shots. Utilizing that right side peeking angle lets me peek in and out super quickly, as you guys know. That's one of the main reasons why you want to utilize it. Well guys, that's it for this guide, and it was probably one of my shortest full gameplay guides I've done, although hope it can help some people out. Anyways guys, a like and a sub will be greatly appreciated as it does help me out a lot. Thanks for watching, and hope you have a great rest of your day and night, and I'll see you on the next one.